Hello, good morning, dear students. So, today we are going to start the new chapter called Fundamental Unit of Life. So, before I begin the class, I would like to tell you the meaning of fundamental. So, usually in Kannada, we will call it as a ಮೂಲಭೂತಗಳು. What is fundamental unit of life? I think you might have studied it before in 8th class. That is nothing but a cell. Yes, the fundamental unit of life is cell. As you can see in the first point, cell is the fundamental unit of life. Why? Why cell is the fundamental unit of life? Because every living organism, whatever it may be a plant, it may be an animal, it may be a bird, it may be a microscopic organism, it may be a macroscopic organism. Every living organism, life began with the cell. Cell, as you can see in the second point, cell is a structural and functional unit of life. See, cell provide structure to every living organism, and also it is also known as functional unit of life. Every living organism consists of so many functions in its survival. So those functions will be done in the cell. In third point, it is known as a structural and functional unit of life because whole body is made up of cell. Yes, every part of your body is made up of cell. There are so many different types of cells are present in our body. Those will be discussed further. First, you have to understand cell is a fundamental unit of life, and cell provide structure to our body and helpful for the regulating the functions in our body in every living organism. As you can see in the fourth point, it is known as a fundamental unit of life because all functions regulates inside the cell. Yes, all functions regulate inside the cell. What are things going to help to regulate the functions that we will discuss? We are talking about the cell and the cell, but who discovered the cell first? Yes, he is nothing but a Robert Hooke. Cell were first discovered by the Robert Hooke in the year 1665. How he has been discovered? He observed a thin slice of cork under his self-designed microscope. Here you can see cork means it is a thin layer of the stem, which the Robert Hooke observed it in the self-designed microscope. He designed a microscope which helped him to make the things bigger. When he observed the thin layer of the stem cork in the microscope, this slice of cork resembled the structure of the honeycomb consisting of compartments. I think you might have seen the honeycomb, means ಜೇನು ಗೂಡು ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಲ್ಲ ನಾವು, honeycomb. When he observed it inside the microscope, he saw something like honeycomb structure. There are so many compartments, small compartments present in that cork. Those every compartment he named them as a cell. Cell means a small room. When he observed it, he saw so many small room inside the cork. So he named them as a cell. Next, as you can see in the picture, the Robert Hooke who designed the self microscope, that looks like this. I hope you understood. So next, coming to the next point, That is, as you can see in the picture, this is the microscopic picture of onion peel cells. As you can see, there are so many compartment you can see in the picture. Every compartment is named as a cell. That cell will be surrounded by a thin layer. That thin layer is known as cell wall, and inside that there will be a dot like structures, those are known as nucleus, and there is a liquid like substance, semi liquid like substance present inside the cell, that is known as cytoplasm. Next, dear students, there are two kinds of organism present in this planet. Those are unicellular organism and multicellular organism. Unicellular organism means organism made up of single cell. As you can see in the first point, composed of single cell. Second point, single cell consists the structure and entire function of the organism. That single cell will do all the functions of that organism. As you can see the example, amoeba, paramecium, euglena, you can take alga, you can take yeast. There are so many single cell organisms present in this planet. So I hope you understood what is meant by unicellular organism. So now we will study about the multicellular organism. See, multicellular organism means composed of many cells. They are the multicellular organisms are made up of many cells. As you can see in the picture, there you can see a man. They gave the example of humans. We humans are multicellular organisms. We have crores of cells present in our body. Division of labor can be seen in these organisms. See, as I told you, in unicellular organisms there is a single cell present, and every function will be done by that single cell in that or in those organisms. But when it comes to multicellular organism, these multicellular organisms have different kinds of cells. Those different kinds of cells perform different kinds of activities that we will discuss now. You can take example for the multicellular organism, animals, plants, humans. You can take example as birds. Next, coming to the next slide. See, as you can see, variation in shape and size. This single cell organism. Students, as I told, in multicellular organisms we have different kinds of cells. Those different kinds of cells are doing different kind of functions. Cells differ in shape and size. This depends on the kind of functions they perform. See, the cell shape and size is also different in multicellular organisms. Why they are different? Because there are so many functions going in multicellular organisms. Depending upon the functions, the shape and size of the cell depends. The following illustration shall indicate how their structural variation help in performing the functions they are specialized for. As you can see in the picture, the first cell is mouth cell. This is the muscle cell. Muscle cell, as you can see in the table, a type of cell, muscle cell. Cell shape is spindle shaped, as you can see in the diagram also. What is the function of this cell? It's contraction and relaxation. See, dear students, you have learned this contraction and relaxation in 8th standard. It is it in the esophagus. Usually it is known as the food pipe, that when the food enters, it contract and food goes inside, it relaxes. So next, second type of cell is blood cells, that in short it is known as RBC, red blood corpuscles, and shape is discoid, and the function of this RBC is carrying respiratory gases. Yes, these red blood cells carry the oxygen. Oxygenated blood will be circulated throughout our body by the arteries. There are two kinds of blood vessels present in our body. Those are arteries and veins. From the arteries, the red blood cells, oxygenated blood will be reached to every cell, and the veins carry deoxygenated blood, that you have studied in 8th class. Next, coming to the egg cell. It is spherical in shape, and food in egg, there is a storage of food. And next, sperm cell. It is linear, and the sperm cell is found in male reproductive organ. It will not found in female reproductive organ, and it swims and reaches to the egg to go further process. Next, coming to the bone cell. Yes, our bone is made up of so many types of cells. They are circular in nature with irregular projection, and their function is skeletal framework. Means whatever the skeleton. Have you seen the skeleton? Those skeleton framework will be done by the bone cells. And last but not the least, nerve cell. This is also known as neuron cell. This is linear and thread-like structure. It passes the message from body to the brain. So it is one of the most important cell in our body. And next concept is, what is cell made up of? A cell is a tiny mass of protoplasm which is surrounded by the membrane and is capable of performing all functions of life. A typical cell is formed of three pairs: plasma membrane, or it is also known as cell membrane, and nucleus and cytoplasm. What are the functions done by the plasma membrane, and how it looks like, and where it will be present, and about the nucleus and about the cytoplasm, we will discuss in next class. Thank you everyone. Have a nice day.